Hello, welcome to Data 102. My name is Jörg Schwartz, and I'm an adjunct professor at GGU for about 12 years. I want to welcome you to the class. I will give you an overview of what the class is about and what business intelligence is about. First thing, if you want to learn something in this class, you can learn something. The reason I say this is I recently read an article and people did some research and they found out what a lot of us know. Of course, if you want to learn something, you can learn something, and that's the biggest precondition to learning something is that you want to learn something. So I hope you want to learn something about business intelligence, and I'm really excited about the topic of business intelligence because it's a very interesting topic. If you are in the business world or if you want to get into the business world, let me explain what business intelligence is all about. In the business world, a lot of data is generated every day. And obviously, in our day and age, more and more and more data is generated all the time. But a lot of this data is used for very specific purposes. Let me give you an example. In the retail industry, you know all these barcodes. Every time you go in a store, you load up your cart and you go to the cash register, and the barcode has multiple purposes. One of the purposes is there's a database behind it that associates the barcode with a price. In many modern retail stores where you can do self-scanning, it also has additional data to it. For example, the weight of the item. That way, they can flag if somebody does self-scanning and the weight and the barcode do not correspond, something is wrong. Maybe somebody stuffed something into the item, scans the cheap item that is on the outside, but not the more expensive item on the inside. So anyways, the reason why I give you this example is so that you can understand that the barcode is an identifier for an item, and there's information associated with this, the name, the weight, etc., etc., and it is used when the customer scans the items to assess the price and if it's the right weight, so everything is right. Now, in the back end, what the retailers do is they know they have to deplete the inventory. If they had, let's say, 5,000 soups of cans of soup of a certain type in the inventory, and a customer scans that soup, they know I now have one item less in inventory. And at some point in time, if many customers scan that can of soup, that triggers a reorder process. So this is all what we call operational data. And there are operational systems, warehouse management, the cash register, et cetera, that process millions of these transactions every single day. These are the operational systems, and the operational systems are designed to be precise. Each transaction has to be recorded, obviously. It's very important that transaction is finalized. So, for example, if I scan all these items, but then I forgot my wallet and I don't pay for it, all these items go back in the shelf. I didn't finish the sales transaction. But if I finish the sales transactions, then I deplete all the items from the inventory. And so operational systems are built usually nowadays on relational database systems. and they follow an ACID principle. We will get to that throughout the class. But this is the principle for relational databases. And it's very strict. They have to follow the Boyce-Codd normal form. Therefore, they are designed for the specific purpose: inventory management, reorder, assessing the price at a cash register, etc., etc. That's what the operational systems do. But early on, 20, 30, 40 years, people started to realize, wait a minute, there is actually a secondary use of this data. We could analyze this data and we could get a lot of value out of this data. We have the data anyway, so why don't we pull this data into a different system? These are the analytical systems. These are data warehouses. And they follow different principles, and we will cover all these principles in the class. And now that I have the data in this data warehouse where different rules apply, I can combine the data from different data sources. I can augment the data. I can strip some of the data out, and I can do different things with the data. For example, I can analyze in retail, they call that basket analysis, which items are usually purchased together. And retailers have been using this basket analysis for a long time. You will notice that when you go into a retail store, because they group items together that people usually buy together. So we call that market basket analysis, and that's one of the examples for data analysis in retail. And there are many other examples in other industry-specific data analysis examples. So the two principles here is there's operational systems that are designed for operational purposes. They generate data. We take the data and put them in analytical systems. That process is called data integration. It requires some data cleansing, some transformation of the data, maybe some format changes, etc., etc. Sometimes you might have heard the term ETL, extraction, transformation, and load. This all falls under data integration. And we put it into an analytical system, which is a data warehouse in its generic form. But for all intents and purposes, this could be a data mart. This could be an Excel spreadsheet where you have all this data, and then you can combine, you can apply all kinds of analytics on the data. And that's what this class is about. And there's a lot of value when you analyze data that goes beyond the operational purposes of the data. So that's what this class is about. Let me share my screen, and I will go over the syllabus with you. So you can see here the syllabus. In week 1, obviously, we start with chapter 1, and you will see here what are the assignments in each week. So in week 1, there's only a discussion forum and a quiz. There's a quiz in every week, and the quizzes prepare you for the final exam. So this is one of the assignments in the class. Let me show you the different types of assignments and what their weight is. So you see this in the this information is all in the syllabus. So the hands-on assignments, which I will explain later, are 50% of the grade. Final exam is 20% of the grade. Class participation is 10%. This is basically the weekly discussion forum. And then 20% are the reading assignments. The reading assignments, this is basically the the discussion forum. So going back to the week, so in this week you have the discussion forum, which that grade goes under reading assignment because you have to read something from the book. You post your discussion and you get a grade for that. And then the quiz is also based on what you read in that week in the book. In weeks 1 and 2, that's the only 2 assignments that you have, the discussion forum and the quiz. Then in week 3, we have our first hands-on assignment. This is one of the assignments that I was talking about that are 50% of the grade. And the hands-on assignment will be creating a dashboard. I will provide a data set, so you don't have to worry about this. And you will start creating a dashboard. In the first phase, this will be a static dashboard with 4 panels. I'll give you some examples. But you have to think also what's the best way to visualize the data in the dashboard and how the data best works together, etc., etc. You can use either Microsoft Power BI, which is free. If you have a Microsoft Windows PC, you can easily download it and utilize it, or you can use MicroStrategy. This is especially an option for those of you who use a Mac, because Power BI is not available for you, so you can use MicroStrategy. It's free and you can download it, MicroStrategy Desktop, and you can use that. If you have a Microsoft PC, you actually have a choice. You can use MicroStrategy or Power BI because both are available. The tool doesn't matter, the assignment is the same, and tools work very similar. You load up the data, you perform the data integration. There's some little data integration that you have to do with the data, and then you can start creating the different panels for the dashboard. Then in week 4, again, discussion, the reading assignment, and the quiz. In week 5, we will enhance the dashboard from week 3 and make it interactive. So same dashboard, but this time we make it interactive. Week 6, the discussion forum and the quiz. Week 7, discussion forum, quiz, and now we take the interactive dashboard from week 5 and we add some key performance indicators, KPIs, to it. So we have a full featured dashboard. For this exercise, I also want you to really think about the business use case and do a little write-up, and I will explain that a little bit more, but let me just finish the description of the class. The last week is only basically 2 days, so it's really a stop. That's why I call it 7.5. And in those 2 days, you take the final exam. The final exam, as I said before, is based on all the questions that you answered in the quiz. So if you did the quizzes every week, you should be well prepared for the final exam. So let's talk about the final hands-on assignment, the interactive dashboard with the KPIs. So in business analytics, everything is driven by business use cases. Business users have a need to analyze the data. Based on that need, you have to procure the data and prepare the data. And then you present, for example, a dashboard that will help a business decision maker to make better business decisions. For the exercise, we turn this around. You have a data set, and I want you to think about what is the business use case? What would a sales manager, for example, a store manager or a regional sales manager, how would they use the dashboard that you are creating? So when you create the dashboard, don't just think about the dashboard as a theoretical exercise, but think about how a business user would actually use the dashboard. Because in business intelligence, everything is about enabling better business decision making. So that was an overview of the class. It's a very quick class, 7.5 weeks. 3 hands-on assignments, which are the dashboard that we built on top of each other, static, interactive with KPIs. And then every week you have a quiz and a discussion forum. And the discussion forum is based on questions that are based on the reading. The quiz is also based on the reading of the textbook. So it's very important that you get the textbook and get the textbook when we start the class. The textbook is outlined here in the class. It's let's see where it is. Here it is. Business Intelligence, Analytics and Data Science and Managerial Perspective from Sharda, Dale, and Tobin. The title says it all, a managerial perspective, so it is not very technical. And this course, this class is not very technical. It gives you an overview and really looks at this from a business user's perspective and what a business user would do nowadays with using tools like Microsoft Power BI or MicroStrategy, which are tools that are what we call self-service tools. So business users can use these tools themselves to do data analysis. So that gives you an overview of the class, what business intelligence is about. And again, I hope you are excited to learn about business intelligence. If you are excited to learn, there's definitely a lot you can learn in this class. And when you are done with this class, you will have hopefully a good understanding of what business intelligence is, what it can do for the company and for a business decision maker. And you will have some hands-on experience in actually creating useful dashboards. During the class, if you have any questions, please send me an email. This is a cyber class, so we do not have online sessions, but we can always communicate via email asynchronously, and I'm always open to answer your questions. So thank you and have fun with the class. Bye-bye.